welcome to Tune Into Wellness Today. My name is Lisa Marie and I am the host of today's show. Today we have one magnificent guest who's going to speak to us about her transpersonal coaching business. And then I'll be speaking to you about Inspiring Wellness Solutions and all the services that we offer. As you know, Tune Into Wellness Today is a television show derived to give you an option of natural holistic wellness programs, services, and to meet the practitioners and representatives that offer these services. We'd like to give you an option outside of the medical world, an option for you to take a look at what is available for you to be healthy and well mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and even financially in a natural way. So today, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Erin Marie Sickler of Erin Marie Sickler Coaching. Welcome.
Thank you so much to Lisa Marie. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm so looking forward to hearing all about what it is that you've done in the past and what you are doing now. And I know my audience is really interested in hearing about these new programs that you're deriving and developing. But before we go there, I know that you, for 20 years, worked as an art curator, helping men and women in the art world to become successful. What does an art curator actually do?
Sure. So, even before I left college, I was working for artists. So working in artist studios. And so an art curator is the person who organizes art exhibitions. So if you've ever been to a museum, that's what the art curator is, the person who put that together, who selected the work, who maybe wrote the essay for the catalog, who kind of designed and directed the entire show. I almost exclusively work with living artists, so contemporary artists. So in addition to selecting works, I also often helped artists produce works because I came from an art making background. So I started in the artist studio, and for many years I just helped artists one-on-one directly. And eventually that transitioned into working in museums and galleries.
That is amazing and beautiful. I mean, it's just a world that I'm not so familiar with, other than I love art museums and attending art museums whenever I can and learning about the culture, and the artwork itself. So now you've taken that 20-year background and you've transitioned it now to be a transpersonal coach.
Sure.
Primarily for women at this point. So transpersonal coach is someone that's going to help people go beyond themselves, right? To find the life that they want to find creative ways. So you're taking that creative background that you had as an art curator and you're transitioning it to helping people create and develop lives. Tell me what that looks like. How do you help women do that?
Sure. So, and thanks for asking. One of the interesting things about starting out in this coaching journey is that I wasn't quite sure where's the fit between what I have to offer, my very unique skill set. I have a strange and funny and story with lots of twists into it, and I've gotten to do some amazing things in my life and support some of the most successful artists in the world. So what does that mean? How can I help more people do that? And so my clients are independent creators. They are artists, they are activists, they are entrepreneurs, they are inventors. They're people who want to put things in the world and want to do things differently. And I don't know if you're familiar with Virginia Woolf's Three Guineas. Do you know
I am,
you
actually.
are.
Yes,
Awesome.
I am. So how does that?
Yeah, so, 3 guineas is a coin, so it's like my 2 cents. And my 2 cents, her 2 cents was that if the premise was that she was asked to speak to 3 different audiences, one about women entering higher education, one about women entering the professions, and one about how to end war. And she said if we're going to end war, then women need to be educated differently and they have to enter the professions differently. And I think we're at a really unique time where women are still kind of putting on the men's pants. We look at the top of corporations and say, why aren't there some more women CEOs? Maybe women don't want to run corporations. Maybe the whole institution landscape will change. And the way that women work and live is really differently. It's about connection, and it's more holistic, and it's taking into account mind, body, and spirit. And so right now it's still kind of bifurcated, work and life and work, and people have to leave their life at the door. But I think the people that I work with, especially creatives, it's all one thing for them. And so it's really the transpersonal saying, I want to put something new in the world, but in order to do that, I have to be the change. And what does being the change look like? it incorporates all aspects.
And so it's the integration process
It's the
of
integration.
incorporating all of that process, and women tend to be, and I'm being more generally speaking, more creative. And so they're taking that creative aspect to be able to change that. Now you said something that's really interesting, because I have a corporate background for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And in some of that, I was a corporate executive. So when you're saying that women, to change that aspect of what corporations look like, how do you mean that? What do you are the expectations, or what do you think women can bring to the table to do to make the corporations better, and therefore the world better?
Well, I think women are really focused on relationships. And so maybe the model of corporations now, which is this infinite growth model, they have to keep growing bigger and bigger and eating up more and more resources, maybe that isn't what it's going to look like if there are more women coming to the table. Maybe there's just a different outcome or goal that women are interested in. And you can see that in some of the like direct marketing that women tend to find themselves working with, like Avon, and those models are replicating other,
Yes.
and women want to connect. They want to connect, and they want to deliver something to people that they actually want and need, and based on those connections.
And support one another.
And support one another and uplift one another. And
So in your
Yeah.
coaching practice, you do group coaching programs as well as individual
Mhm.
coaching programs. And how do you help a woman? We'll just use an example, no names, but
Okay.
use an example of someone that you have helped who has come to you, and you have seen her shift and change. So if you can tell us a little bit about how that happened and what the shift is
Sure.
for her betterment, without any names again, okay?
yes. So I have to say that I just started this coaching in January.
Okay.
So it's pretty new. And right now what I'm helping women with primarily, where I see the change, is that they're coming back to what they want and starting from that place.
Beautiful.
Creating a vision. Bringing more pleasure and joy and fun into the process.
Instead of that animosity that you often see out there in the environment.
Oh yeah, one of the pillars of my group coaching is we uplift each other.
One another, right? It's a beautiful thing. Now, Erin, you're teaching e-courses as well.
I'll be converting a lot of the stuff I'm doing through the coaching into e-courses. I have created professional development courses for artists in the past,
Okay.
in person, including the one that's at the Art Center of Troy right now. I developed that professional development
On River Street in Troy.
on River Street in Troy.
Wonderful.
And so courses are forthcoming. But yeah, as I said, this is new. And part of my model is what I call creating out loud. So I'm showing people my process of creating my business through my newsletter, and as I put things out in the world, so that they can do it too. So I'm not getting to the finished product and then saying, okay, here's the finished product. I'm showing them as I'm doing it, with all the great things that are happening and also the challenges that are happening and what I'm learning, and just sharing that out loud. So
you've taken out of the picture then this sense of competitiveness, or this sense of secretness, that I need to be secret to protect whatever it is, the product I'm developing. You're open about it, have an open forum, and people are learning and sharing, and kind of, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but collaborating, more of a
Yeah.
collaboration. So your brain, my brain, other people's brains come together, and therefore we develop and create a beautiful.
yeah, I think we
wellness
all
program.
have unique stories. We
Mhm.
have unique skill sets. There's no one who can compete on being you. So
Isn't that so true?
yeah.
So I know that you have moved away from what's called like the Athena philosophy, and my understanding of the Athena philosophy is someone who's very strategic, and she's a very strategic businesswoman, and then also there's the art side of it. She's strategic in art. So I like strategy. I'm a very
Sure.
strategic person. So what is that part that you're moving away from?
Sure. So I like strategy too. Actually, I love systems. But I think the Athena is armored. She's like armored for battle. She's going out into the work world, ready to take on her competition. She's wearing she tends to be cosmopolitan, live in a big city. She's wearing the black. She's got, she's got her uniform.
The power black. It used to be the power black and the power red, right?
So she's going out there and she's going to get it. And I have seen so many people burn out from that.
Right.
Like they just lose
their sense of self.
Sense of self. Connection with their body.
Yes.
Which for women, I think that sense of intuition that comes from your body is just like your superpower.
Right.
And so when women lose sense of that, and then there's this lack of fulfillment. It's like, okay, and that happened to me. I looked around, I achieved things. I was a fellow of the Smithsonian. My first big exhibition that I did at the Queen's Museum was in all the major art magazines, on TV, CBS, and then, and people responded to me like, you're the successful person, but I was just crumbling on the inside. I just felt like this isn't actually me.
Your inside wasn't being nurtured, and you could not fulfill that. You are in the process of writing a book, I believe.
I am.
Potentially called The Leading Edge. We're not quite sure, right?
Sure.
So oftentimes the title of a book will come when you're finished the book. What is the leading edge or your goal to help people? What is your goal within that book? What do you want them to achieve?
So, I think the leading edge. So there's this idea of the big, hairy, audacious goal bag, which I don't remember the gentleman who coined that phrase. Martha Beck talks about your wildly improbable goal, something that like is going to get you up in the morning. But the thing is, for most artists who are starting, when you're an artist, no one around you is saying, oh, that's really great. Your friends, maybe a little bit, but obviously if you're going to commit to putting something really new in the world, at first you're just going to meet with a lot of skepticism and rejection. And maybe it's 10, 20, 30 years before that comes to fruition. So you have to believe in it yourself. And you have to learn to enjoy the journey, and you have to know that like when you're working a second job or doing something on the side, it's not because it's a setback, it's just because you want something that's so big. And so
beautifully said.
Thank you. I've lost track of the question, but I think the leading edge is like standing there. I know Brene Brown book Braving the Wilderness was about that too. It's like if you're going to be a leader, it can get a little lonely out there. And so, but it doesn't have to be. And I think there can be support. That's what where coaching comes in. That's where having these groups. And one of the things I intend to do with the group coaching is always keep it pretty intimate. So I might run multiple groups at a time, but not some big anonymous course. That's really not what I'm what I'm aiming to do. I have a lot of material. I'm a writer. I've been writing every day. Also, like I have a daily meditation practice, I have a daily yoga practice, I have a daily writing practice.
Wonderful.
I've been writing my own transformation for also close to 20 years. So I have a lot of skills, and I have a lot of tools, and I have a lot of insights.
And clearly a lot of energy.
And I have energy, and I have enthusiasm, and I'm willing to do it, which probably is the number one thing that matters.
Absolutely. Willing to do it day over day over day over day.
Yeah.
Right.
So the book will bring together the things that I'm delivering in the coaching, but in a more cohesive form and also more accessible for people who aren't necessarily able to afford a coaching package. They can still have a self-guided.
You can purchase the book and read it and maybe reach out to you for questions or so.
Yeah, exactly.
You also are involved in something called ecstatic dance, which I am so intrigued and interested in for myself. Would you tell the audience what ecstatic dance actually is, please?
Sure, I will. So in the 70s, there was a woman, Gabrielle Roth. She created this dance called the Five Rhythms at Esalen in California, and it was a self-guided transformational dance, free-form dance, but using different sounds to bring you to activate different power centers in the body. So since then, there's different people who have taken that on, and there's a woman, Samadhi Stran. She's in Houston, and she took Gabrielle Roth's method and then tried to incorporate the 9 chakras and different activating different energetic centers of the body. There's lots of forms of ecstatic dance, but the main idea is it's free form, it's barefoot, it's silent, there's no there's no set movements. You dance like no one's watching.
I love it.
With other people. So you're vulnerable, you're visible, you're there, and then you have this amazing transformational experience within an hour and 20 minutes where the music starts out really slow and low, and maybe you're just stretching, and then it kind of goes up and then goes down, and then it goes up to a peak where it gets ecstatic, and you're just like filled with joy and running around like a little kid. And where do you get to have that kind of
That is
sense
beautiful.
of being open? And
You're not stuck to a structure, 2 steps this way, 3 steps backwards, and it's just really letting your body go with the flow and no judgment, because everyone's going to go with the flow in a very different way.
Exactly.
Sounds
So
like.
people come with all kinds of levels of dancing ability. Kids love it. Yeah, it's all ages. It's a really beautiful
You got me
format.
at barefoot, so I'm right in there in free form. So when you take a look at everything that you're bringing to the table, which is incredibly impressive, it really is, what do you hope, if you can just give 1 to 2, maybe 3 even benefits for people who come through any one of the works that you're doing, whether it's they read your book when it's done being written, whether they take group coaching or individual coaching, whether
Sure.
they join you for dance, what do you hope that women will take away for themselves?
Well, the number one thing is that women acknowledge their own gifts and learn to see that they have so much to offer just by being who they are. They don't have to fit someone else's mold or model. So I like to say that my clients all break the mold. They're people who want to break the mold.
Yes.
They want to put something new in the world, including themselves. So I think what I offer is a guide. I offer myself as a guide and as a support, someone who's there to witness this transformation and really just mirror it back to them. Because I always think that, and for me this is true when I've worked with coaches, I was really choosing myself. I was choosing myself. I decided that I was valuable and I was worthy and I had something to share, and I was going to choose someone who could help me to uncover that. And so that's what I hope women will take away. And also for the dance in particular, it's to be able to be visible and to be comfortable in their bodies and to just show up and know that that's enough.
And know that that's just perfectly fine.
Just perfect, yeah.
You know, we as a culture here in the United States have this, we have this judgmental aspect, and I really work very diligently with my clients in helping them to not judge themselves so harshly, as well as judge others. And we tend to put people in a box, and I think it sounds to me as though you're teaching women not to put themselves in a box. And perhaps within that, they'll learn not to put other people in a box, you know, to reframe the way they think. Just because a person looks this way or responds this way, just there's many facets to a person, not one, or parts, whatever word you want, many parts to a person, and they can carry so much within themselves. So it's a big mission of mine to help people really understand that, because we have a long way to go, I think, in this country. So I thank you so much for being here, for educating me, for educating the audience. Anything else you want to throw out? Do you have anything coming up in the future that you might want people to be aware of?
Sure. So we have our weekly ecstatic dances are on hiatus for the summer. There's just so much going on the everywhere that we decided to put those on hold. So we're looking for a new home for a weekly ecstatic dance, hopefully Dance Church, Sunday mornings in Troy, New York. But we'll see how that unfolds. So right now we're doing special dances. We have one July 7th at Yoga Mandali in Saratoga. That's at 7:30. And then we have a daytime dance at the Art Center of Troy. That's on a Saturday at 12:30 on the 28th of July. And then there's some other special dances coming up in August. And we have a Facebook group. It's called Upper Hudson Ecstatic Dance Evolution.
Okay.
And so that's always updated with our upcoming dances.
So if someone wanted to join one of those dances, they just go to, for example, the one in July at the Art Center. Do they
Just show up.
just show up? Okay.
You show up. I'm working on getting it up on Mind Body so that people can book it like they would book a yoga class.
Okay.
But right now, you just show up at 12:30 and we'll be
Wonderful.
there.
Thank you so much, Erin,
Yeah.
for everything you are doing. Thank you. If you would like more information about all the works Erin is doing, go online to erinmariesickler.com. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I certainly do hope you enjoyed listening to Erin and learning from her, and I highly encourage you to reach out to her so that you can change your life to build a life that you want to live, a creative life, a life that makes you feel happy every morning to get up and go out and do what it is you want to do, or simply curl up and read a book or take a nap. See, it's your journey. So whatever it is that you want to do in your life, you create your journey, and guess what? You can do it. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Inspiring Wellness Solutions. You know, you've seen me for the last 5.5 years talking about Inspiring Wellness Solutions and all the work that we do. I want to let you know we just added compression therapy to our practice. My practice does include a chiropractor who's also specialized in kinesiology and standard process, a massage therapist who is absolutely amazing, who does cupping work, as well as your standardized massage, traditional massage. We also now have this compression therapy, which I just started to tell you about. Compression therapy boots go over your feet up to the top of your thighs. And what they do is they simultaneously massage your muscles using 3 massage techniques, distal, pulsing, and gradient massage techniques to give you quicker muscle recovery. You can put these boots on for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and we have an incredible rate of $30 for 30 minutes or $15 for 15 minutes. For athletes, these compression boots give you a quicker turnaround time, better productivity. I happen to be an athlete, and I happen to put these boots on a couple times a week, and it's just amazing to see the improvements. In the very near future, we will have the arms and hip compression chambers as well. So as I'm a tennis player, I look forward to putting those arm compression therapy sleeves on to improve my tennis game, to give me more endurance and better strength. In addition to all the benefits that compression therapy offers, it just feels really wonderful. Inspiring Wellness Solutions has a counseling practice. I am a counselor who specializes in anxiety, depression, and couples counseling. Love the work I do. I have a very direct, to the point, to the root of the issue approach with my clients. My goal is not to have them come to me week over week, year over year, but to help them achieve their goals of having happy relationships, happy marriages, or for those suffering with anxiety or depression to actually be able to live without anxiety and depression, to find peace and joy on a day-to-day basis. I am also a Reiki master and teacher, so I do work with people who want to have a balance. Goal of Reiki is to balance your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual planes so that you can live again peacefully. Reiki also helps people with physical ailments. It takes pain away from a lot of people. So recently I had an example of a young lady who came in to see me, a young woman who came to see me who had severe pain that was keeping her up at night. One Reiki treatment, she's been alleviated from the pain for the last 3 weeks, no more pain. Another client I'm working with who's an older woman who has many chronic issues. She walks very slumped over due to the pain that she's in. 2 treatments and she's standing up almost all the way straight up, not quite. That's Reiki. Reiki has many benefits, including emotional healing. Most of us have some emotional scars, so Reiki helps to heal the emotional aspects as well. In addition, we have aromatherapy. I'm a certified aromatherapist, so if you're just looking for something to give you some relaxation, please come on in for aromatherapy. Again, we have massage, we have chiropractic, and then nutrition education. I teach nutrition. I'm a certified nutrition advisor and educator, so teaching people what healthy nutrition is for them. It's a very bio-individuality, functional wellness approach, looking at your history. How did you learn how to eat? How are you eating now? How we can make some natural changes for you so that you can have better energy, be stronger, clearer thoughts, perhaps lose weight if that's what you need to do, or gain weight if you're struggling gaining weight. Inspiring Wellness Solution is a functional wellness practice. Functional wellness meaning person-centered. not disease-centered, but person-centered. People are surviving. Some of my toughest cases have been stage 4 cancer patients, and my goal with stage 4 cancer patients who have not much time to live based on the medical model is to give them more time, quality of time, more energy, and more life so that they can do the things that they want to do. If you'd like more information about me or my practice, please give me a call at 518-603-0326 or go online to inspiringwellnesssolutions.com. All consults are free, so I'm here for you. Until next time, be well, be happy, and stay alive. Namaste.